Alright, so I haven't made a video on flashing lights in a while, and I know that I made a series announcement. The reason I haven't posted a video is because I don't have a computer that can run the game as well as record it at the same time. I currently have a MacBook Pro, so yeah, it's not the best for gaming and recording. I do want to be able to stream in the future, and so I'm saving up some money over the summer to get a new desktop and be able to stream on Twitch and record videos while I'm gaming as well. So instead of playing the game and recording at the same time, I was thinking of just going through a basic overview of what the game is about. And so basically, Flashing Lights, it came out in June of 2018, and it's still in open beta right now. And so over the past year, we've been seeing some major improvements, and I believe that there are only 2 developers that are working on the game right now. And so I think it's pretty great, the amount of progress that we've seen so far in just a year. But also, I believe that there could be much more room for growth. I think there's a lot of potential for the game. And I think if the people the company that is working on the game, if they allocated more resources to Flashing Lights, I really think that we could see an amazing quality in this game. But yeah, I think I got it right around the time it came out. Got it for $14.99. At first, I didn't really think that it was going to be great. I didn't think much about it. I was like, oh, it's just going to be one of those other games. But then when I got into it, a couple of months after I got it, I started going into roleplaying, and I joined some roleplaying servers, and I really had some fun. And I've been having some fun with those servers, and I really think that joining a roleplay community really enhances a user experience in the game. And so, because in other ways, you're playing the game by yourself. If you're not with the roleplay server, you can play with others online, but there's not really a structure to the game if you're playing online with a bunch of people, and you're not able to communicate, and you're only able to communicate on the little text chat on the right hand side of the screen. And so let's say that you are responding to an armed robbery. There could be 5 other cops on the game, and they haven't responded, and you don't know if they're going to respond to that armed robbery because there's not a way to communicate. And so by joining a role-playing server, you can get that structure, and you can also I don't know, some people are more fond of TeamSpeak, some are more fond of Discord. I personally use Discord. But with Discord, you can, you're basically communicating with other people with microphone. Whereas, if you didn't, then you would just be communicating over a text chat. And in real life as well as in game, seconds count. And so if you roll up on a armed robbery and you don't have time to open the text chat and start and chat, I'm on scene, I'm engaging a suspect, or shots fired, or something like that, you don't have time for that, because you get there, the suspect is going to start shooting. And so you obviously, with Discord or TeamSpeak, you have the ability to communicate almost instantaneously to others, that you need help or something like that. So yeah, that's the police aspect of the game. With police, you can respond to a variety of call-outs. You have, officer needs assistance, armed robberies, mugging in progress, fights in progress, suspicious activity. With role-playing servers, you can expand the scope of stuff like that. You can do different scenarios depending on what your community wants. For EMS, which is another component of the game, if you're not role-playing, then you just get the basic callouts from the game, which is like, it's basically just car crashes. And so you respond to these car crashes, you go there and you basically just, you inspect the subject, you see what's wrong with them, you either give them CPR or you use the defibrillator, and then you get them on a stretcher and you head back to the hospital. Whereas if you were in a role-playing server, depending on how serious the role-playing is, you would do other things, that aren't necessarily components of the game, that if you say them out loud, it gives you a greater sense of realism while you're in game. So like, for me, I've been role-playing as EMS for a couple of months now with my server, and at first I didn't know really what I was doing. I didn't know any EMS terms, but like now I can tell you that, if someone's in an accident, and if someone's in a motor vehicle accident and you need to move them, and if they have to be extracted from the vehicle, you're most likely going to have to use a backboard, and like other things that I learned, you can't just carry a backboard with one person, you have to do it with 4 people. And in game, as an EMS person, the game doesn't pair you up with other medics, which is not realistic, because in real life, if you're in an ambulance, there's going to be at least 2 people in there. There's going to be the driver and then the person in the back or in the passenger side. Whereas in flashing lights, there's just one person, and that's the player who's in the ambulance, and you're the only one doing the driving and also attending to patients. One other thing that I would like to see for EMS is that in PD, you get to like write tickets and stuff on this little form that pops up. I think one thing that I would like to see for EMS is a PCR, which is a patient care report. And so basically with that, you're basically just writing down, what, when, where, was the patient conscious during the, while you were giving them care? Were they unconscious? Were they of sound of mind? Stuff like that. And other things I would really like to see of EMS, just little minute details that would make the game more realistic. I'm excited for the June update that's going to be coming later. Really happy with the May update that came out, I think a week ago, with flashing lights. They released a new update where there's a brand new fire department, and so everyone fell in love with that. Even in my server, some people fell into, they switched from PD or EMS to FD because they fell in love with the fire department. One other thing I'd like to see for EMS is that they give us a garage, because right now we just park our ambulances at the back of the hospital, whereas the fire department, they park inside their garage in their firehouse. But honestly, I'm happy for the fire department, because it's literally been a year almost since they've gotten any updates. I mean, they got some fire truck updates and some new vehicles, but that was it. PD got some renovations to their building, but FD didn't even have a building, and so good for them. And so for the fire department, you can respond to different types of call-outs, like you got small fires like container fires, and then car fires, and then you can go all the way up to building fires. Now, one thing they don't have right now is the ability for firefighters to go inside of buildings. I think that would be really fun if you could go in there first person and have to kick down doors or something, and you're seeing through your respirator or whatever it's called. Also, like if they added like these unique features like ventilation. If you're on a building fire, you're going to need to ventilate the roof in order to cool the building down, but that's a risk unto itself right there. And so with flashing lights, things that I don't see with other games like this, and there aren't a lot of games like this. I mean, you have Emergency NYC, this game, and then you have 5M or LSPDFR and stuff like that. But the thing I like about Flashing Lights is that it doesn't seem like they're trying to outdo those games. They're just trying to be more unique. And so with these intricate little details, like, you know, the water pressure and how much water you have left on your tanker, you know, and future things like if they allowed you to do ventilation on buildings, stuff like that, or go in the buildings, I think that'd be more realistic and more fun for users. But with time, I think they're definitely going to improve the quality of the game, because it's pretty amazing right now, the amount of progress they've been doing. But I'm really excited to see what they have in store for us in the future, because they released a roadmap for the summer. I don't think they have an August or fall roadmap yet, but I can't even imagine what they have in store for the fall roadmap, because they've already released all these great things for the spring and the summer, and so I'm excited to see what they have in the fall roadmap. So I hope you all enjoyed this video about this brief overview of Flashing Lights. I'm sorry again that I haven't been able to post any actual content on Flashing Lights, but that's just because I need to get a new computer that would actually allow me to do that. And so I'm hoping that by mid-June or early July I'll be able to get that new computer. I'm really hoping mid-June, so probably in the next 2 or 3 weeks I'll get that desktop up and running, and I'll set up my Twitch account. I already have it set up. I just need to get the computer and the hardware in order to get out this great content. So I hope that y'all really enjoy this video and that y'all like it and refer it to other people. So yeah, I look forward to releasing my next video. Hopefully I'll release another video in about a week or two. Hopefully in a week or two I'll have my desktop, and that video will be the actual content. So yeah, I'll see y'all later.